Yo, what is up guys? Today, by request of this comment, I'm going to be showing you how to make a song like the band DIIV. Now, DIIV has this really cool 80s, 90s dream pop shoegaze inspired sound where they have that sort of slow dive shoegaze sound, but they have their own 2010s indie rock flair infused into it, which is just really interesting to listen to and sounds really cool. So I'm going to show you how to get that sort of sound. Before we get into this video, I do want to mention I have an online web store where you can purchase sample packs, drum loops, presets, and in general stuff that'll make making your own music way easier. So if you want to support the channel, I recommend go checking that out. Alright, let's get into the video. So the bulk of this track is centered around this one main riff, and I started it with just a really cheap single coil guitar that I have that I've shown in plenty of videos, mainly Mac DeMarco videos, but ideally you can use like any single coil guitar because for a lot of the sounds Slow Dive use single coil guitars. Here I've just got Amplitude 5 running into a twin reverb, which is one of the amps that they do use from time to time, because I wanted a really nice, sharp, clean sound. Then I've got a bit of compression using Brit Presser and some EQ using SSQ. Then I have a split effect rack chain, just because this particular plugin doesn't have a dry wet knob, and this is a trick you can do. You can make an effect rack and create a separate chain, and it'll create a separate channel where it doesn't have that particular effect. It's annoying, but that's what I had to do. And I'm using this Mutron Biphase copy plugin, and this is actually free, so you can go download it right now if you want, just to add a cool phase sound. So here is what I played. So for the tuning on this riff, I'm actually using a tuning that My Bloody Valentine sometimes using that I've really been enjoying recently. It's DAD AAD tuning, and that's what I used for this riff. It's a really cool tuning. You get a lot of nice opportunities to use open strings, which I love in shoegaze. So that's what I played. Then I added some more layers for the chorus, which sound like this. And the way I'm getting this sound is I'm using the exact same amp settings, exact same compressor, but I'm using this delay, this Arturia delay plugin, and I'm using the double echo reverb sound. And I've got a little bit of EQ with SSQ. Basically, it's just these two tracks, and they're both panned slightly left and right to give a really cool stereo bouncy effect. I also made this really cool B section, which sounds like this. Then I added some way more distorted guitars using a guitar with humbuckers, and mine is a old Ibanez SG copy. Someone commented they want to see a history of Ibanez videos because they've noticed that I'm quite a collector of vintage Ibanez guitars. So if you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments. I'm using slightly different amp settings. I'm using a high watt amp, which is another amp that Slow Dive actually use. And I'm using a Rat, which is a pedal that they use. So I'm somewhat sticking to the accuracy of their gear. But basically it's pretty cranked on the distortion, and it's just doubling what's going on with everything else. It's just another layer. And here is how it sounds. And the B section. I forgot to mention that I also have some compression on both of those, and these two tracks are completely panned left and right, just to give a full stereo sound. Then I added this lead using a similar sort of sound, but with some delay tape on it. So just a very typical indie, very melodic and bouncy sort of sound. Next, we have the bass. And for this bass, I'm using the P bass pickup in my PJ bass, which is pretty typical in this genre of music. On it, I've just got BOD and a little bit of compression. Here's how the bass line sounds. And in the B section, alright guys, I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. I hope you learned something from watching it. If you liked it, please leave a like. If you really liked it, please consider subscribing. And if you want to support the channel, again, please check out my online shop. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.